think justice. No! Justice for Kingsley. Justice for Kingsley.
In a bid to find a lasting solution to challenges facing Nigerian youth, which has resulted in the NSAS protests all over the country, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, said government will continue to open a channel of communication for youth to hear their grievances, while also providing opportunities that will help to bridge the gap between Nigerian youth and their counterpart outside the country. Some of the youth who spoke on a youth town hall meeting said they want action and people responsible for some deaths recorded to be brought to book.
We must start seeing implementation of government policy on police. That is the only way the protesters are going to leave the streets.
I think the police also needs to understand that this agitation is not just about the reformation of the SAS unit, but it's also for the police to have a better welfare. This has been clearly stated over and over.
So, it's not what the Inspector General of Police or his representative is saying now that will be issue. It is what has not been said or what has not been done. Instance, Ezo River Massacre was in 2012. So, bringing it forth now to say that we are doing something about it, 8 years ago, it's already an indictment that even if the Inspector General of Police says something now, you still cannot believe it.
That has to do with digital technology. The statistics that came out last month, Nigeria was #1 ranking in social media usage. But according to Google, we are not learning. So there's a disconnect. There is a major disconnect. How do we engage with the Ministry of Youth and Sports in terms of the right programs that is going to add value and give our young people competitive advantage for the international community?
The first public relations officer, Frank Kuba, said they have started implementing some of the demands of the youth while calling for a dialogue.
So I want to appeal to our young citizens to just give us one more chance and we'll make it right. We know there's a trust gap, but we will work with you to close up this trust gap. The 5 demands, how are we going to deal with it? If you look at those demands, end SARS, we've ended SARS, release all these persons in all the protesters that were arrested unconditionally. The IGP ordered those released and they've all been released. Not only did we do that, we came out with a very strong statement yesterday telling policemen not to use force on innocent and peaceful protesters. Investigate every report of infractions on the rights of the citizens. We have said we are doing that, we're already doing that. And we are also handing that over to the National Human Rights Commission and the federal government to organize.
Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, said the government will not relent in finding a lasting solution to some of the challenges the youth are facing in the country.
Demands have been handed over to Mr. President. They have been communicated to Mr. President. And you can see on the checklist, SARS has been ended. That's one. The police has begun a process of reform of the SARS system and the entire police system. 5 demands are met. But again, this is going to be over time because demands cannot be met almost immediately. And you see, if you don't engage with government, if you have demands, you must engage with government because government also wants to know exactly how you want this problem solved. This is what we think. And then let's have your own feedback. That kind of engagement is important. And that's why what we're having today is extremely important.
The Youth Town Hall meeting is a channel opened by Ministry of Youth and Sport to address some of the challenges faced by Nigerian youth.